Hello, my name is Joseph Carlson, and this is the Tabletop Experience, episode 15, Dragonlance Part 6. I am joined once again by Todd Johnson, Christian Reynolds, and Jesse Whitehead will join us soon. He is disposed, as they say right now. But we'll recap for everybody out there who joined my thrilling recap episode, which is last week, because I'm dumb and muted my mic, but I fixed it now, and I'm looking at the levels of me talking into OBS, so it all should be fine. But basically, the group had a combat encounter with some actual Draconians this time. They experienced the death throes of the Draconians. Some of the Draconians turn to poison when they die. Some of them make you turn to stone. Todd Johnson did not have a good time with that. He got to watch himself be stoned for a while. And Christian thought everybody was going to die, even though this is like the third combat encounter. They were like, I want to make combat challenging. I don't want to kill the group on the third out. But you guys went back down to the town in Vogler. You met with Beckland Cudgel, who is in the head mercenary, who is in charge of the Ironclad Regiment. And Rose went down there. You guys all talked. You kind of conferred everything. You showed Beckland the petrified head of one of the Draconians you killed and said, this is what's out there. All the rumors are true. And she said, please go to the Kingfisher Festival. I think something, and you guys thought something was going to happen at the Battle of High Hill reenactment. And she said, please escort and just watch over the militia that's in town, because I don't want anything to happen to them. I believe you guys, something is happening. Please watch their backs. Cudgel came back, who was in charge of the Iron Regiment, and said, I saw nothing out of the ordinary. I tried to sniff out rumors. Everything seems fine, but I am still also on edge. So I defer to Beckland. Please go to, please go to the festival, have a good time. And then when the reenactment starts, please escort everybody up to the reenactment, which, by the way, I read in the book. I didn't tell you guys this, but it is a 30-minute walk up the hill and back down the hill. That doesn't really matter. I just thought it was interesting that they actually put a time frame on it. So that's where you guys are. You just were in Thornwall Keep. You just talked to Beckland and everybody. And you're now being released to the Kingfisher Festival to do as you please. It is already underway. The mayor, Raven Vogler, she's a descendant of the original Vogler who settled there. She has already given her speech. She's going to give a speech. She gave a speech to welcome everybody, and the festivities are underway. So if you guys go into town, this is kind of what you see. Everybody's kind of sitting around. You see, hopefully you can see my screen share display. You basically see this art that's in the book. Everybody's having a good time. You hear a lot of yelling over by the docks. I mentioned a couple times there is a fishing contest happening at the docks. People are eating, it's normal carnival fair stuff. Little kids are running around with cotton candy. You see people eating food. People have weird, balloon things. Somebody's holding a gourd. It's just, somebody's juggling. It's weird stuff in town. It's a carnival, basically. So you see a sack race. A young elvish kind of boy kind of falls over. Everybody laughs. They kind of pick him up. Everybody's having a good time. People are just, running through town. It's nuts. You guys have about 2 hours until the Battle of High Hill will commence. I'm just going to say that you use the sun to tell what time it is. You're like, yeah, we got about 2 hours. Plus, the mayor will give a speech and say, hey, join me to the thing. Please make your way up to the High Hill and we'll do the reenactment. So what do you guys want to do now that you're kind of let free in the carnival?
I would like to go find some food to heal me, basically.
Oh, okay. Well, just so you know, Christian, it's not a video game. That's not how food works. But I am a benevolent. This isn't Skyrim where you could be like block of cheese, 1 hit point. Block of cheese, 1 hit point. Fish pie, 2 hit points. Yeah, no, I do give a lot of temporary hit points. I like that, but I like the cut of your jib. But you find food, whatever. Just take a silver off of your character sheets, and you're basically, if you want to buy food, we'll just say that's the total cost. Everything's like a copper, but you guys are hungry after fighting, and the breakfast you had has kind of gone away. And it's one of those things where you smell all the food and you've exerted yourself, and you say, you know what? Those fish pies sound good, or you know what, that cotton candy really looks good. It's just all the smells of a carnival are fair. So, um, like I said, you see like kids are like jump roping, and like some kids are like, you see, like every fair, there's always like a local thing. Like our local fair where we are, there's always like, well, it's every fair really, but like livestock, they judge livestock. I don't care about livestock. I don't want to be mean, but when that happens at the fair, to me, that's exciting. So everybody at the fair is actually trying to tie fish netting and they're timing them. They have like one of those old style sundials that they're, the sand dials that they're flipping over with the falling sand. And these young kids, kenders, humans, dwarves, they're all trying to tie fish lines and like repair broken nets. Can both of you guys give me an insight check while you guys are walking through, kind of watching all this stuff?
Boom, 13.
I'm opening it up right now.
10.
You got a 10. It's in a high insight check. You guys have been around the block for a bit. If any parents can get their kids to do free work, they will do it. So usually what happens around this time of the year is people save up their broken nets and go, why don't we save that for the contest? And maybe some of these kids that are really good can fix our fishing nets. And that is exactly what's happening. You have these little kids trying to fix these fishing nets in a time, and they give them like a fish pie or like a bobble, and the kids get really excited and they run away. And really, it's just it's an excuse for free labor. So that's what you guys kind of see as you're, as you're going through the town. So, Swami, whatever you want. Like I said, they got fish pies, they got cotton candy, they got real candy, they got taffy, they got all that kind of stuff. Whoa, whoa. Well, I was looking down at Swami and he disappeared, and now it's Jesse. So I have to move Jesse over here. We're keeping this in. I'm not editing this out. That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
That's the Michael Jackson effect from Black to White, right?
Yeah. What just happened? What just happened? It wasn't. What just happened? Okay, so Jesse, actually, it's a perfect portrait. I can just put him right there. Boom.
All right.
And then I'll have to move Swami. I can see part of Swami's screen. Jesse, did you hear that, or do I need to?
Everything.
Okay.
No, I heard everything. I'm
Okay.
still there. Yep.
Okay.
I have my headset has like a long distance Bluetooth, so I can actually walk throughout the house.
Well, Richie Rich.
Hey.
Most of us have to plug stuff in like peasants. He's like, oh, you don't have this thing? No, we don't.
Yeah, these headsets, it's awesome.
Hang on.
See, that's why you just get like that 10, 15-foot cable.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I need to get that
all
too.
the way across the room.
All right, we're still going. We're still going. So you heard everything. Is there anything you specifically want to get for food or anything?
Oh yeah. So I want to get like the fish on a stick, the fried fish.
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
on a stick.
And you smell it. It's good and everything. You heard me like take the copper away. It's pretty much just the days.
Yep.
The day's tax for
Wait a
just.
minute.
I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get this.
Did you say it was copper? I thought you said take away.
Sorry,
one
take away
silver.
one silver. Take away one silver, and that's
Oh,
just
I was-
like
Total.
yeah, one silver
Yeah.
total because it's like you're giving a copper. Everything's a copper. You're giving a copper here. You're giving a copper there. Stuff like that. You guys see the Kender merchant Froswin at her stall trying to dicker with people, and it's that perpetual thing that nobody really does. Anybody ever really buy anything at a festival or a carnival? You just kind of look and go, wow, that blender sure does look affordable, and you walk away from the booth. So Froswin is having the same thing where she is trying to get people excited about her wares, and nothing. There's nothing going on. So yeah. So that's kind of what's happening.
No comment.
No comment. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'll go look at our wares and see if there's anything useful for travel or camping or
She sees you. She's like, "Oh, repeat customer," and like makes it a lot louder than she would normally need to. She's like, "A repeat customer. How you doing, good sir? What can I do for you? What can I do for you?"
Oh yeah, I've already bought stuff from this person, right? The salmon brooch or whatever it was.
Yeah. No, you got the persuasion ring. Remember that you tell
Yep,
me.
salmon.
You tell me.
Salmon brooch of persuasion.
Yeah, you tell me evens or odds, and you see if it procs. I'm gonna be honest. Haven't really been that lucky lately with the procking. Yeah.
But I'll tell her it's been extremely useful.
Okay. What are you specifically looking for at her new stall? She has some stuff.
Just new stall of stuff. I don't know. Just some like camping supplies.
You
Is there like
you do
a spork?
you do yeah
A
you do
sport.
see like you see like kind of a blanket or it's like a tent, and it actually is waxed, so it
Oh,
can like repel the rain. And she wants 5 silver for it because it's a new item.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Uh,
I'll convert a gold into 10
silver, and then
silver. Okay.
Uriel and Swami, are you guys gonna go to the thing or look or whatever or um?
I kind of want to walk over to where the fish competition is going to be.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
what I was.
Check that
I was
out.
going to say that because we got to check and see if our man Twerk is.
Oh, Tarek, if he's winning or losing, because
Yeah.
Perrin, the elf, or Peck.
Yeah, the cheater elf.
Right, you guys didn't know. Yeah, you guys kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Martok. What were you?
Oh no, yeah, I'm going with yep.
Yeah, right. You're like, hang on, I'll be 1 second. So you can write that down. I don't know if you have to make a custom item, but it's 5 silver because it is waterproof.
Got it.
You guys do go to the contest, and you see that the mayor is there, and she's like, and like and like as you guys kind of like come up, she has she's like, oh, and like you see a couple people like holding fish out, and they're all like really excited, like yeah, and like they're holding, like they're pretty good. They got, one of them has a carp, and the other one has like one of them has like a river eel, but they're excited about it, and they're holding them up, and it's 2 humans, and they're like the like stereotypical like fishermen, just like gnarled hands, like long beards. They're both humans. One has like a red long beard, the other one has like a gray beard, and they're like, oh, and they like, you see them just laugh, and they kind of put their fishing poles up, and they like pat each other in the back, and they're like, and the mayor's like, who's next, and you guys see Tarek is like, in his like really plain monk clothing, and he steps up, and then he kind of, you see, even from where you guys are back in the crowd, he's kind of squinting that one eye, and you see this kind of like older elf kind of well, older, but like this elf come through, and everybody give me an insight check when you're kind of like looking through the crowd, and you see this guy and stuff like that.
Hey,
Not bad, not bad.
15.
16.
I mean, you don't need an extraordinary insight check. This does look like somebody who would cheat. Just off your gut instinct, you're like, this is a cheat. You get those reads from people when you're like, that person would steal my lunch if it wasn't nailed down. You definitely see that. You're like, if anybody cheated, it would be this guy right here. They both.
While looking,
go-
I was like, keep an eye out. Let's see if we can tell what he's using to cheat.
Yeah,
Does he look
I'm on board with
shiny?
that.
When both Tarek steps up, people are like yelling because the other 2 guys won and left, and then it dies down, and when they see Tarek step up, everybody, there's kind of like a hush kind of goes through the crowd, like, they're kind of whispering to one another, the crowd. And then when you see Peck, which I probably got his name wrong, because even though I wrote it down in my notes, I wrote it down 2 different ways, 2 different times, so we'll just call him Peck. He comes up, just from your insight, he's a cheater, and you see everybody, you hear everybody just start murmuring and talking, and like, oh, and everybody gets really quiet, and the mayor kind of like realizes, she sees too, she's like, oh, this is like serious, and she kind of realizes like these guys kind of have a rivalry, and so she kind of goes, anybody else? Because there's these I don't know what they, not pots, but like they actually cordoned off like an area, they dug pylons, like sticks into the ground, put netting around it. So, you have so much time to get, you have an area that you can fish in. So you're not trying to fish the ocean, basically. And she says, anybody else? And people literally in the front, even though they're not fishing, they kind of take a step back, kind of like, no. So these guys go at it now. Just because they didn't step forward, you guys can totally step forward and fish if you want.
Is there like the equipment? Do we need anything?
No, they can
we just
provide.
participate?
Yeah, they can provide fishing poles. There's 2 other spots on the end, so they're kind of in the center.
Oh.
There's 4 total, and there's
I'll
2 on
fish.
the end. You want to fish?
I'll
Okay.
definitely fish.
Okay.
I'll take the other
Yeah.
side then.
Okay. So you're Martok. Just so you know, you're on the side with Tarek. He's on the left, and
Okay.
Uriel, you're on the right by Peck, the elf.
And I'll
So-
tell Swami
I
to
kinda-
keep
I
an
kinda
eye on
look
that
at-
Peck guy.
I look at Swami and I say, and go over.
So Swami,
Watch him.
what I'm gonna do is, if you want to roll an insight check or like a perception check to see if this happens, even though there's a crowd, it's very quiet. I'm gonna give you advantage because you're kind of, okay. Well, you rolled. I'm just saying in general, when you want to do the check, you'll get. He's rolling already. It's okay. He's like, let me get these dice. I'm just letting you know you'll have an advantage because even though there's a crowd, everybody's quiet, and you're going to be able to observe what's happening. You guys can still roll, Uriel and Martok, but you guys it'll be a regular roll because you're actually participating. So to like try to catch an eye while you're trying to fish, because you guys,
Regular rolls.
yeah, I'm not gonna make a big deal of it, but you guys are also there to win, right? So yeah.
So 23 insight with advantage for me.
Okay, well, I'll ask you to do that roll, but yes, that's fine. You're looking at this guy the whole time? The
whole
Peck?
time.
Okay. You're just laser eyeing him, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Calm down. It's okay. Okay, 23 and 20. All right, you did well. All right. Now the digital dice are warmed up. All right. So what I'm going to do is you guys fish, and usually you guys just came as those other people were walking off. There's, yeah, and like everybody's like, go, go, go. When these guys fish and you're on the ends, nobody says anything. There's murmuring through the crowd, and it's 10 minutes of you guys laying your line. Can both of you guys just give me a survival check?
All right.
I'm looking at D&D Beyond right now.
5.
3.
Okay, so what
Nice.
I'm gonna say is the mayor sees
We are the champions.
the mayor sees that you guys are having a terrible time just putting bait on your line, and she comes
Oh dear Lord.
he comes over and like wraps like the bait on your line, and then she looks up at you guys, and you see her just smirk a bit, and then she goes to both of you guys, but before she says go, and she whispers to both of you guys, she's like, good luck. And then to both you guys, but she doesn't. She just looks at Tarek and Peck. She's like, like just looks at him, and then she goes go, and like you guys just start fishing. So what I'm gonna make you do is give me a each of you after 10 minutes give me a survival check and let me know what you get.
After 10 minutes?
Well, no, I'm just saying it's going on for 10 minutes. Yeah.
Oh.
No, we're not going to wait. We're not going to wait 10 minutes.
I was like, wait a minute. What?
10.
That Martok got a 10. Not bad.
17.
So I don't know if you want to write this down, but Martok, you pull a tiny cuirass carp out of the water.
Nice.
Uriel, you pulled a mature carp out of the water. It's 3 feet long. Yours, Martok, yours is only 1 foot long. Both of them are fishing. Swami, you already rolled. I'm not going to make you roll again. You warm the dice up. This guy is rubbing while he's fishing, you see him rubbing his ring. Like if you're nervous or something, you like rub your wedding ring or something. You see him rubbing his hand, like in his while he's fishing. He's like, he's holding the fishing pole, and you see him just rub like with the other finger. It's like a weird, like a golf swing type thing where he's kind of reaching around and rubbing that with whatever. And you see, this is like Karate Kid stuff. Tarek is like still like a stone, like no facial whatever. His robes, it's a little bit windy. His robes are covering his face, and he's just like a statue, just like death. If looks were daggers, he would stab the water. He's just like in the zone. And like I said, you see Peck, this elf, doing this. You guys, Martok and Uriel, you can roll too. But again, it's just going to be a normal roll if you want to see what he's doing, because you've already catch your fish, and you see both of them like pulling something in.
18.
18. Uh,
21 for me.
you guys both see he's doing something with his hand. You can't really make it out, but you guys have had a fishing pole. You've held a fishing pole before, and he's kind of like moving his wrist or something. Now both of them are about to pull a fish up, so we'll see. So, oh, you see Peck pull out the tiniest river eel, like this tiny eel, and you see Tarek pull out a mature river eel. So his is longer, obviously, and you see him. He looks at the mayor and he looks at you guys. You guys actually have fish, and so he kind of grins at you guys. And the mayor kind of looks at what you got, and she goes, "Well, I don't think a tie is going to do. I don't think anybody's going to want to walk home with an eel or a carp." And people start murmuring through the crowd again. And she's like, "We'll do one more round to see who wins." And she goes, "Just to remind everybody in town," and you guys can tell with your passive insights and stuff, this is more for your benefit. She says, "Just to remind everybody, everybody's after Benabog the Blind Breaker. So if anybody gets that, you get a massive prize. But some people say he's more legend than fish. So good luck." And she kind of backs up. So after about 10 minutes, the fisherman comes, takes your guys' fish. Give me a survival check to do your bait, guys. Swami, is there anything you want to communicate to them while, you saw this guy touching the ring? This is
not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
19.
Double
Well, you got
19.
double 19. You guys, you're like, man, this fishing thing's easy. You get the bait on the line, you're ready to go. So she goes, and like there, Tarek's like speed, and even Peck is very good at putting whatever on. He puts it on really quick. She says, "Go." And after 10 minutes, go ahead and everybody give me another survival check. And this time, actually, I should have not called for survival. What we're going to do is do a custom roll. Everybody roll a d20 that's fishing right now. And I'll let you guys know what you get.
He had a throw that's fishing right now. I was about to roll that D20 real quick.
6.
15. Same exact thing that
You got last time. So Martok, you got a tiny river eel this time, and Uriel, you got a 15 again. Same thing. You get another 3-foot carp that comes out of the water, and I'm gonna.
I thought I had an eel last time. So
Oh yeah. Oh, you're right at 15. Sorry, I was reading the. Yeah, you got another 1.5 foot long eel. So you got 2 eels.
I got 2 fish sticks.
You see Peck pull out a tiny carp out of the water, like before, a tiny one, and you see Tarek pull the same thing out, and the mayor, everybody's kind of like, ah. You just hear this like deflated, like through the, like everybody wants to see that big catch come in. They want to see a bigger carp or something, and the mayor's like, "I mean, are we even doing a contest or what?" And everybody's like, "Yeah," and like people start getting excited. Swami, do you want to make another roll and see if Peck's if he's cheating or anything, or
Perception or insight?
perception? I'll say.
Do I still have advantage?
Yeah, because you're still looking in the crowd. Yeah, it appears maybe he's like rubbing his hands together or something. And the mayor says, "All right, we've only done this a few times. We'll do one more. I said once already, but we'll do one more. I want to see what you fishermen are made of." And you see her look. She doesn't look at you guys. She looks right at Peck. She goes, "I want to see what you're made of. And I want you to prove why Vogler is the best fisherman in this side of the ocean." And everybody like, yeah. And so you guys give me a survival check for your bait again, just to see if you have lost a step. I'll give you advantage this time because this is your third time's a charm.
I'm gonna stick one of my
21.
Yeah, you did.
It seems like
Fish.
she's trying to tell him to
Fish.
cheat.
Give me an insight check.
17.
Who, me?
Yeah, Swami. Sorry, insight check. Yeah. No, with the 19, you realize that like maybe she knows something's going on. There wasn't anything of like, there wasn't a wink. This is more like, hey, that's not how we do things here. We don't cheat, Like, let's see what kind of fisherman you really are. Like in her tone, that's kind of like the insight you get from because she didn't do the like, yeah, let's see what you can do. It was more, hey, stop cheating. So after 10 minutes, everybody give me the custom roll, give me the D20, and I'll tell you guys what you catch.
Oh yeah. 6.
Damn.
Bro, straight trout.
Hey,
Yeah. You guys get those eels again. But this is the last one, and you see when you guys pull them up, everybody's like, yeah. Oh. You just hear like that, like, you.
is it the bait?
Yeah,
Are
like,
we using eel bait?
yeah. Whose bait are we using right now? I'm gonna roll for them. Yeah, they do the same thing. They pull up this. You guys all pull up tiny river eels. So like. Yeah, and everybody's like, oh. But everybody give me a perception check, though. The mayor's like, well, it wasn't the big finish we all wanted, but I will say I'm glad everybody showed up to the docks.
20.
Yep. Go ahead. Go ahead, Swami. You can do it, too. Yeah, you, both Uriel and Martok, as he turns... you see Tarek just stare daggers at Peck, who just goes back in the crowd, and you see Tarek smile, and they've hung his eels and his small carps on like a thing with like line coming down. He picks it up, puts it over his shoulder, he puts his pole away, then he puts it over his shoulder. People are starting to disperse. They're going back to the Brass Crab. They're going to the other bar that I randomly forgot the name of really quickly. They're going back to the
fisherman's
the fishbowl. It's called the fishbowl.
Fishbowl. Yeah.
Right. So they're going back to the fishbowl, and everybody's kind of murmuring and stuff. But you see Tarek is actually smiling, like grinning from ear to ear, because you guys look over. Peck doesn't take what he won in the contest, and it's the same thing. It's like these small carps. It's like the eels. Like he didn't do well either. So you see Tarek just smiling, and he kind of looks at you guys, and he starts going towards the Brass Crab. I don't know. Do you guys want to follow him, or it's kind of like a 50-50 split? Like some people are going to the Brass Crab, some people are going to the Fishbowl. Well, the Brass Crab is like right behind where you guys are. You're right out by the docks there.
Brass Crab. It's right here.
Yeah, it's right there.
So the competition's over.
Yep, everybody's kind of walking away and stuff.
I want to grab a fishing pole
Mm-hmm.
and put some bait on it and cast it to see what I catch. Just one.
In one of the do you want to do the ocean, or because they still got the pots, the pikes set up with like the netting around it? Do you want to fish in one of those, or do you just want to fish in?
I want to fish where they were fishing for the competition, just to see.
Do you want to do Peck's spot, or do you want to do Tarek's?
Yes.
Okay, you want to do Peck's spot.
I want to.
So give me a survival check to do the bait. Do you guys want to like hang back and watch him, or because Tarek's kind of like slowly walking towards the Brass Crab?
Oh God.
Do you guys, if you guys want to give him the help action, one of you guys, whoever wants to do it, you can roll and help him put bait on his line, because you see what he's doing and you're like, my God.
I'll let Uriel roll. My rolls.
That's still better. That's still better.
My guy, see?
Yeah.
My guy.
So you're like, what are you doing? You put the bait and you're like, go for
I'm
it.
a mage, okay? I'm a mage.
This isn't what we do. We don't fish. We make fish out of air.
I make fire.
Okay? I am a fire starter. Okay, so yeah, you as you guys are doing this, you see Peck is long gone, and you see Tarek kind of turns around and he looks at you, and you see him kind of grin a little bit while you guys are doing this. So give me the custom roll, the D20, and I'll let you know what you catch out of the hole, Swami.
14.
You just pulled a big fat river eel out, a mature river. It's 1.5 feet long, so it is pretty big.
So there's only eels.
Well, you guys got some carp, so there isn't just eels. It's just what you guys can get, what gets through the line, what you guys can catch. But you see Tarek. Do you Swami? Do you take your eel and like show it to everybody or whatever? Or like,
yeah.
Hey?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys kind of meet at the docks. People kind of are patting Tarek on the shoulders. They're going into the Brass Crab. Do you guys want to talk to him or whatever as you come up, or do you just want to?
Who actually won that round?
I'm gonna look at the water, kind of glare at it, and then shoot Eldritch Blast into the area. Just see if any of the fish die and float up to the surface.
Okay, I'm not gonna
I'll
make.
stick around.
You know
I'll
what?
stick around and watch.
Eldritch Blast.
Roll. I'm gonna do this.
How
Hang
did
on.
I knew it was gonna.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure like from random fish that are gonna pop out of the. Give me a custom roll 3 times. A D20. Sorry. Wow. 6, 14,
14, 10.
So you see a river eel, like a tiny one, but he's a foot, kind of float to the surface. The 14 does a big river eel, and the 10 does a carp. A little carp comes up. So you just nuke. But as a flavor, I know it's not a fire spell, but since it's a force spell, they are just like cooked already. They come to the top and they're already like, they're like smoking,
Are you gonna share? 3 for 3?
I'll take a little net, and just scoop them out.
They're all over. You pull one out, and so Uriel, you said who won or whatever, and
Yeah.
and Tarek just smiles and he goes, we all did, and then he smiles and he goes, I still think he's cheating, but we all won, gentlemen, we all won, and then he turns and smiles and goes back. Just goes in the back of the brass crab, and it is more boisterous than you saw before because the last time was a memorial. This time, people are just it's a carnival, so people are drinks. There's still food on the table. People are doing the thing where they drop a copper into the end of the table. It's a buffet basically, and there's meat. You see the hunters and the woodsmen, like the loggers you saw before at the memorial. They're there. You see like venison. Like this is a party. So nice. Everybody's slapping each other on the shoulder. Ales going around. You see wood cups for most people, so they're all drinking. But you see some people have like a really nice, like a really nice tankard, like a glass one like this. And they're drinking from that, and some people are drinking from the wood cups.
Nice. I'll go and eat until it hurts, and then drink until I can't.
All right. Well, you only have about an hour.
I was going to say. I remind him, hey, we might be going right back into battle, so you don't want to make yourself not be able to move there, guy. Come on.
Such a buzzkill. And I'll take my last fish stick down. I'm like, all right.
After it's done, we can eat all we want.
That's true.
So since you guys are doing this and just kind of bumming around, I will give you the benefit of a short rest if you guys want to spend your hit dice if you have to heal up at all or anything, or try to get spell slots back.
Yeah, I need to heal.
So do you know how to do a short rest, Swami? Do you know how to do that?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, there's the button for short rest, right?
Up top.
Yeah.
Right, but then you have to select how many hit dice you want to use to like heal up. And I think you get 1d6, I believe. So every time you use a dice, you can roll 1d6 and they'll add that to your total hit points. You can only do that until you run out of hit dice because there's boxes there to click until you run out. You can use as many as you want on a short rest until you run out. So you could just use 1, you could use 2, you probably only have a few right now.
3.
Yeah, so you could use all of them right now, or you could save some for the next long rest.
I don't need a hit die. I need a damn... Give me my spellbacks.
Sorry.
You don't regenerate on a short rest?
No.
Let's go ahead and do a long rest.
Well, if you do that, then you're gonna miss the bat. You're like, oh look, everybody's dead, and
let's go to sleep for the night.
Yeah, you wake up
and see what happens.
You wake up and the town's massacred, and like everybody's gone, and there's like heads are floating in the water. You're like, what happened?
We wake up well rested.
Yeah, like, well, we feel great. They didn't take our heads.
Yeah, we'll just be like oblivious, like that. What's that one zombie movie where the
Shaun of the Dead, the British
Shaun
one,
of the Dead,
where they're like going,
he just goes to the
store. Yeah, then they're like
Hey Larry, and then he walks off, and Larry's the zombie.
Yeah, you guys get the benefit of the rest. You guys, as you guys are like eating, you hear a massive bell in the town, and everybody kind of shuffles out. And when you guys kind of come out of the Brass Crab, everybody's going to the center of town. You guys see people kind of like coming out of their like houses that are along here. I'll go to the map. As you guys go to the that's weird. Hang on, let me do this again.
It's time to make the elf bread.
There we go. As you guys are kind of going out, from the Brass Crab, you're kind of going to the village circle, and you see people kind of coming out of their homes as you're going through there, and they're putting on like these really like makeshift pieces of armor. It's like padding, and you kind of tell that this is, I mean, with your passive things, this is kind of the town militia. So everybody's kind of getting ready for the reenactment. But just with your guys' passive ability, and you've been on the road, and you guys had seen combat, this militia looks rough as you're seeing people kind of come out of their homes and kind of go to the center of town. These obviously don't look like hardened warriors, but you see them all. They're getting ready, and you see a lot of them have wood weapons, and like the ends of their spears have like cork on them and stuff like that, and.
Their armor is just sticks lassoed together.
Yeah, or like, it all looks like the 1993 movie Hook, when it's like,
the Peter Pan,
yeah, the straw and like the
I
wood
love that
hat and
movie.
like, yeah, but this, for a well-trained militia, probably not the message you want to send to people. Like, here's our militia, It works great for the Lost Boys, but not so much for
Hey,
the.
you know what? It could have been enchanted.
That's right, all their straw could have been enchanted. So yeah, you see everybody make their way to the center of the town. You see the mayor. She's like, she says, all right. Like everybody, is kind of talking, she's like, all right. And you see spectators behind the militia, everybody's kind of crowded around. She's like, all right. She's like, let's go. She goes to High Hill. She goes, be safe. And if you're spectating, stay down below. We'll have designated areas. Becklin will be there, and so will Cudgel will be there. So she says, just follow us, and we'll let the festivities begin when everybody makes their way up there. And come on. And like as she says that, she goes up. She's kind of leading the town up through the river gate. The guards let her through. Everybody's kind of moving their way through town. You guys are kind of moving with the spectators. Do you guys want to move up with the militia, or do you want to stay back? Oh, just to remind Martok, as well as everybody else, Rose has been behind you this whole time, but she seems very lost in thought, paying attention to what is going. She's like got this weird like squirrel thing going where her eyes are darting everywhere, and she seems to like mentally take notes of everything.
Why
I'll be
didn't you
honest, I
position with us,
completely
Rose?
forgot she existed.
Again, every episode. It'll be like the end. You're like, thanks, Rose. I'm like, she died 4 episodes ago. You're gonna be like, oh, wow.
Right,
Like
well,
the end
you
of
know.
it's the end of the thing, and you're like, oh yeah.
He's gonna cry. He's gonna be the one that cries more at a funeral.
Yeah.
She'll just start talking like, "Who are you?"
I know. Yeah, it's like, yeah, Swami will come running up to him like, Rose died, and he'll be like, who? Like, who are you talking about?
It'd be like, have you ever seen Viva La Dirt League,
No.
where they have Byron as the he's like the transport person, and
Yeah.
he forgets that they exist, and he's like, "I'm here for work." You're like, "Who are you?" I've been working here for 15 years. Like,
Oh yeah.
Okay, so they're all moving up through everything, and like I said, do you guys want to stay with the spectators, or do you want to move up through, like where the
I asked what you guys want to do. Do y'all all want to move together, or do you think we should kind of spread out a little bit?
I think we should move together, but we shouldn't be with all the casualties, future casualties.
Oh,
we should,
that's
not
optimistic.
go with them.
So you
Very
should-
optimistic.
Are you saying we should move forward?
Yeah, I think we should move ahead.
Okay.
So you want to be like with? Oh, you want to be like with the
Like, go
mayor,
up toward-
because it's like the mayor is alone, and then it's the militia is right behind her, and then it's the spectators.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go up towards the mayor.
Okay.
Towards the mayor.
All right. As you're going up to the mayor, I'm just gonna put her. Whoops, that's not.
So we might do a little jogging to get up there or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, you see her. She's like, oh, and you see her like, she's got a jacket on. She's like, Oh, you guys decided to stay for the reenactment. She goes, that's great. Yeah, we're maybe you could give us some pointers. And she kind of like laughs, you know.
Uh,
Well, we probably have no pointers to give you, but we might give some other people some pointers.
She goes, well, I don't think you give me pointers in fishing, but maybe you could give me some pointers in fighting. I'm not I'm not a.
That was my first time fishing, huh?
She's like,
does she have a
Look at,
weapon on her?
I'm like,
no,
look at me.
she does not. You see her, she's got like a dagger, but it's like a dirk more. You know the difference. It's just like a small, you know.
Just like a utility knife.
Yeah,
back in that day.
it's like a sharpened butter knife. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah,
equivalent of what
yeah,
like I wouldn't roll. I'd be like, you did a point of damage. You know, like it. Yeah.
yeah. I'd just be like, yeah, don't get any ideas there. If you see pointies, just go the other way. That's my advice.
Um. Yeah. As you guys are walking up, you see Daggett kind of run up through the crowd, and you see he's like late, and he's like doing the hop as he's getting dressed, and he actually has nice like padded. It's light armor, but like padded armor that he's putting on, and it's got like a little crest of the Knights of Solamnia, and he's like putting it on, and you see him put like the cloth, the old style football helmet, like put that on, and he's like got a short sword, and he's like, oh, excuse me, and he's like moving up through the. You hear him because everybody's murmuring, and he's like the loudest one. You just kind of look back, and he's like, excuse me, and he's moving up through the spectators, and he runs up through the militia, and he kind of moves up through them, and he goes to like, he's like, excuse me, and he's trying to like get through the militia, and one of the he's trying he tries to come up through, and some guy just like this tall it'd be like a tiefling, this tall tiefling is like in armor, and the kid he just the kid tries to get up like past him in the shoulder, and the guy just drops his shoulder, and Derek just bounces off his shoulder. He's like, oh, and like kind of gets in the crowd, and they like push him back up. He's like, sorry. And he kind of snakes around and like is able to go back up, and he gets up to the mayor, and he's like, hi. Oh, wow, this is heavy. And he's like trying to carry his armor and everything. And, he starts like, you could see even him. I mean, he's like 16, 17, but he's like kind of slowing down. The sun's, it's spring, but it's still nice out. It's like he's never really done this before. So he's like, did you guys do well at the fishing thing, or, yeah. And he's just like totally out of breath. And
I'm like, hey,
and I'll
you
be
dropped
like,
your
yeah,
pocket.
carry my fish, and I'll give him my 6 fish.
oh, I'll say just for
eel and fish.
I'll just say for flavor, they had an open spit at like the brass crab, and they're all like fried. So you're just giving him
cool.
like these little bit like kebabs, basically, of like little fried fish, And he's like,
Put 'em in your bag of holding.
Someone says I can't fill myself to full, and I just keep walking.
I can't take this block of cheese and get a hit point. I can't take this loaf of bread and get a hit point.
Why don't you just put it in your bag of?
Oh yeah, you could do that.
Oh
too.
yeah. He's so right. I'll do that.
Because he needs
I'll
to pick
give
up
him
his
one.
pocket that he dropped.
I love the idea of you
Yeah.
like, hey, why don't you hang on to this? You know what? I don't even trust you to do that. And as you go to hand him out, you put him back in your bag of holding. Like you're like,
you
no.
know what? Never mind.
Yeah. And he's like, the 30 minutes, you guys are still making your way up. Like I said, it's going to be about 30 minutes. Is there anything you want to say to the mayor? Is there anything you want to look at the militia, maybe do an insight check on them? Like, what do you want to,
I'll kind of glance over. Go ahead. You go.
I was gonna say, I think we're all kind of like looking around while we're talking and joking around, just because we already know stuff's happening.
Right, yeah.
So it's like you're acting cool and normal while still being vigilant.
Yeah, it makes sense. Swami, is there anything you want to do while you guys are kind of like walking up? Are you trying to keep an eye out and stuff like that while you're...
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep up and just make sure to keep an eye looking around.
Okay.
Yep.
I also tell the mayor, I'm like, if anything looks out of normal or out of place, even if it's little stuff, let us know.
Okay. She goes, I will. I'll let you know. You guys make your way up there, and you guys get to like High Hill, and everybody starts you know, everybody gets up there and like kind of stops, and everybody kind of stops right at High Hill. I'll turn to the map so you guys can see where you're at. Um, so you guys have seen this map before. But you're here, you guys have like coming through here, and everybody kind of stops here, and there's like the banner, you know, that says the reenactment of High Hill. And yeah, the mayor kind of like tells everybody to quiet down and everything. And she where was it? She basically, you know, everybody kind of quiets down, the militia's there, and she's like everybody gets really quiet, you know, and she like puts her hands down. You see her put her hands behind her back, and she, you know, she gets like kind of solemn. She's like, I just want to thank everybody for, you know, being part of this, the new people in town, the militia and their training they've undergone. And I'd just like to thank the Iron Regiment for helping us, you know, be part of this. And she like nods to somebody in the crowd, and they pull out a noisemaker, and they pop it, you know, and it like goes in the air. It's just a firework, just goes in the air. And she goes, but I just like to say, if you're new, and again, with your guys' passive insight, this is kind of for your benefit. Like everybody's heard this story. She says, this was the day that we founded Vogler, and we were able to push back the Istari troops. And so we founded, my great-great-grandfather founded Vogler, and this is just a day to thank everybody for being part of this town and to show people what the people of Vogler are made of. And she goes, with that, and as she says that, she goes, and with that, you guys see from like to the north of the Battle of High Hill, like coming down through that wall that's snaking through, you start seeing the Iron Regiment come through. And this is where you guys destroyed that barrel of real weapons. But you see about 20 of the like deadliest people you've seen. Like without rolling, these people are killers. You see them come down the hill, and you look over at the militia, and you just see like the greenest people you've ever seen. And you see the Iron Regiment, when they're coming down, they're like looking into the where the barrel was supposed to be with these weapons, and you see them start digging in the dirt, and you hear them murmuring to one another about something. And you see the mayor go, you know, as that's happening in the back, she's like, I just want everybody to know it'll be a clean fight. The weapons have been corked or they're made of wood. When you go down, you are out. Please go to the side and the battle will commence. She said, all the spectators, please line the sides. And she kind of, you know, does the hand motion like the, you know, the flight attendant hand motion. And she goes, everybody else, if you're reenacting with the battle, stand here. And you see the militia kind of crowd together. There's 50 militia members kind of crowded together. And it's mostly human, but there is some elves, a few Kender, stuff like that. They're kind of all crowding together. And like, again, this Iron Regiment is getting ready. And you see a few of them still able to pull some weapons out of the dirt. But not many. Half of them, of these guys, are pulling, 20 of these guys are pulling like weapons out of the dirt. And some of them are just taking the broken like sword handles. Everybody give me a perception check.
Roll perception.
Perception, yeah.
9. It's fitting.
9, 16. It doesn't take much. In the back of the the forces kind of like get closer to each other. The mayor's like kind of gets out of the way, and she goes, "When I hit the noisemaker, the battle will begin." And you see the
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Can I go over to the mayor?
Yeah, you can approach her.
I'll approach her and I'll get put both my hands on either shoulder, get my face real close to hers,
Chill
and then
out.
I'll say like, they are getting real weapons.
She says, "What?"
The Iron
Iron Regiment.
The,
Regiment are trying to get real weapons.
You see her like,
Right? Is it?
yeah. I mean, that's what you're seeing. I mean, with your perceptions, that's what you guys are seeing. And you see with Swami, you got the high perception. You see one of them pull like a dagger out of the back of their belt. You see like a couple of them pull like real weapons out of there.
I tell her this isn't fake. This is real.
She's
This
like,
is real.
"What?" And then she says, when she says "what," somebody hits the noisemaker in the back. Like, and you see them just start to run towards each other. And
Oh no.
I voiced to the guys. I voiced to the guys to watch out for those that just pulled the dagger out from behind them.
Oh,
they didn't see
we don't.
they didn't see the dagger. You have to tell them like, "Hey, I just saw a dude."
And I'm voicing. Yeah, I'm voicing it to them. Yeah, I'm telling them.
You're like, "I just saw a
Watch
guy
out.
pull a fucking dagger."
I say if we don't step in, people are gonna die.
all right. I'll Eldritch Blast the guy who pulled the dagger.
And I'll firebolt the other
So,
guy.
so just to be theater of the mind, in the middle, they're meeting in the middle, and if you're with the mayor, kind of off to the side where that tree is, and they're kind of like running around each other. If you right now, they're kind of meeting, and at first, it's totally play. The militia is stabbing the guys, and the regiment's pretending to go down, and the regiment is using they had some dulled and wooden and cork weapons. They're hitting the militia with the backs of like the spears. The militia are going over, they're rolling out, but you see them after a while. You guys are watching, and they're just kind of like intermingled, but it looks like some of them are wrestling, and it does look fairly good natured. And you hear people start to like make noise on either side of what's happening. Like, the spectators that are around the sides are kind of like, yeah, like watching everything.
Interesting. I got all right. I guess I'm not Eldritch blasting anybody then.
So you're like this about to like do something.
What?
You guys, as you guys are just watching, you're like, what is happening? All of a sudden, where are you guys? The X's on your map, and you know these spots because you reconned them and everything before. You see noisemakers go off, like pops going off, and you see these armored men come down the hill, like run down the hill. And these guys have very distinct black and white armor. It's like padded leather, but it all looks like they're part of like a train group. Like they all have the same armor. They have helms on, so you can't see their head. But basically, it's the four corners. So I'll describe what's happening like southeast, northeast. So in the southeast corner, you guys see a guy just run down the hill from he's basically getting the militia from behind, just runs out and screams, and he has a longsword, and he's just running for the militia. And you could tell it's not a wood weapon or anything. Then you see him blink, like everybody give me an Arcana check, actually.
Jesus Christ. Here we go with the shitty dice again.
Swami, he just misty stepped. It's the same thing that Rose does, where he just blinked forward.
You mean what I have?
It says Swami got a 21. Uriel got a
No. I have Misty Step.
No, but you saw Rose do it too. Yeah, you did it and Rose did it. Yeah. Have you used Misty Step yet? I don't remember. You haven't used it yet.
No.
Yeah. But he saw Rose do the Misty Step, so it's the same thing he saw
Yeah.
Rose do. But you see him do that, and he just guts one of the militia guys, just stabs this human right in the chest, and just throws him down. And you hear a scream out of the northeast corner. Another dude comes running down, and he has a crossbow, and he shoots that tiefling you saw before that like shoulder checked Daggett. Just gets him right in the head, and the tiefling just falls over, just planks like wood planks, just falls over. From the southwest, now this is your guys' direction. You see another guy come running up, trying to get through the militia. Now here's the deal: you can either of you, I'll let you roll initiative. Everybody will roll initiative. I'm gonna let him roll initiative. If he goes first, he's probably gonna do the same thing to the militia that got done. So everybody roll initiative and let me know what you get.
All right. 7.
19 is
That's an intelligence save, Swami.
Yeah, that's an intelligence
Oh God.
initiative. The other one. I mean, that's a good roll, but like
It's a really good roll, I gotta say.
that's still good. That's still good.
Also a great roll.
Okay, so 7,
I think
3,
Uriel with the 3.
and 18. All right, let's see what he get. All right, Swami, you get the jump on him. So what do you want to do? You see this guy just barreling, and he's actually got a big spear that he's gonna run into the fray and just start. He's gonna take someone out.
I kind of want to take a chance with my magic missile because if I can get all 4s, chances of that. You know what? We're going for it.
Okay.
We're gonna.
All right.
Roll
I mean,
the
you
dice,
could
We're gonna do.
you could see him. So just let me know what you get for damage.
All right. Oh God. 2.
2.
2.
No, well, it's 2, 2, and
4.
4. You like cast magic missile, and you see it just hit him, and he misses and he stumbles, but he gets up and then he runs towards you. So the next person on that initiative order is Martok, correct? So you're next, Martok. What do you want to do? This guy is looking right at you now.
Does he still Eldritch Blast?
All right.
Are we not doing Tailspire for the
No, this is
combat
just a
part?
quick like.
All right. Boom.
Got
25.
it. 25 to hit?
Yeah, that hit a guy that has medium armor that's level 2.
Take him out. Take him out. Take him out. 9.
11 damage.
That's a
Even
lot.
better, Yeah.
How do you want to end this militiaman's life? Like with the damage that Swami did and the damage that.
My force will just blow his leg off and he just bleeds out screaming.
Oh God. That's
Okay.
Brutal.
Okay, yeah.
Brutal.
Because it was just a quick blast. It was like, bah!
Yeah.
All I hear is that.
Yeah, you
know
just
that.
hear him come to the ground and scream. And when he screams, some of the militiamen turn. And when they do that, you guys see the Iron Regiment pull real weapons out and they start just murdering people. So it is your turn now, Uriel. What do you want to do?
I mean, where am I at compared to?
You're basically
because they killed the one that was right beside.
Yeah,
us.
you guys are right by the tree here. And they're right on the other side, the north side of the tree. You guys are like, if this is a compass, the tree is like center. You're right in the center. The Iron Regiment and the militiamen are kind of on the other side of the tree. So like this tree divides everything in half. So there's north, south, east, and west. You guys are like basically on the west side. They're on the east side of the tree, just fighting it out. Basically, the militia is getting murdered on the east side of the tree. Here's the deal, though. I'm going to let you guys know this right before you act, Uriel, so you don't get hurt or anything. If you go into the fray, the militiamen are trying to defend themselves. They don't have the best equipment, but they do have some training in battle. So even with their wooden blades, they're trying to defend themselves. It's obviously not going well. But the Iron Regiment is also fighting. So basically, this is a fray right in this area. If you guys go into the fray, like with the melee attack, You will make a dex save. If you fail it, you're going to take damage because basically stuff's flying around. Crossbow bolts are flying, spears are flying, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just letting you know before you get into the fray that's what's going to happen because again, this is like a melee right now. So what do you want to do?
So if I'm looking out, how far away are they?
They're 20 feet away, I'd say, from where you are.
Okay. I was gonna say, which one is? I'm trying to decide which one is going to do the most damage.
I mean, that's that's.
I would maybe not use a spell slot yet, since we're just kind of it's kind of a brawl. But if you have like an AOE, maybe something like that would be. Actually, yeah, you got a good point. I could use a breath weapon and get a whole bunch of
I
them.
could do.
Well, you hit the militia
Ray
as
of
well.
Frost.
Yeah, gotta break some eggs.
Ray of Frost or Firebolt.
Those militia guys were already dead. Yeah.
I guess I'll.
Oh, whoops.
Well, is that
Regardless.
A light streaks towards a creature with range. No, so that's not AoE either. Damn. How the hell with it? I'll just go. One of the closest guys by me or whatever. I'll just
like I said, this
swing a fireball.
Firebolt at one of them. Okay, roll to hit.
Jesus Christ, these dice. Like it's sitting on 12 and then it rolls over to 2.
Oh, the 2. Oh, no.
You see Rose is behind you guys. She also attempts to cast Firebolt on one of them, and it just wings into like it doesn't hit any of the militia, but it hits it doesn't hit anybody, but it doesn't hit the town militia, the Vogler militia. And she's like, "Damn it!" She's like, you see her go, "Should we go up in the hills?"
Let's just mow them down. We're all 4 of us can just
We gotta
start
do
picking them
something.
off. Yeah,
All
right where we are.
So hang on, let me write this down again. So it's Swami, then it's Martok, then it's Uriel, and then Rose. Swami, it's your turn to act, but I'm going to tell you this as you're like preparing. Well, what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
We're gonna do a firebolt
On any of the actual Iron Regiment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're just going to pick one that looks incredibly
The
grotesque.
closest.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Roll, please, to hit.
17.
Yes, that hits.
7.
It hits one of them, and you see the firebolt just literally goes through its chest, and he just falls over. You're just like finger guns, like it's like pretty easy.
Yeah, that is a pretty cool way to launch my firebolt.
Hackow! Pew pew. Martok, it's your turn.
All right, I just continue blasting.
And I go in blasting.
And I go and blasted 23.
Yeah, that hit.
And 8 damage. And I'm targeting one guy that's fighting with the other guy so he could pick up his weapon after he dies.
So the guy that like you target, he just cleaves in half Vogler militiaman. Just with like a battle axe. Just cleaves him in half, and right when like the cleave happens and like the guy falls in whatever, your Eldritch Blast hits him and just blows his head off basically. And like blood just sprays on everybody, and the townspeople, the spectators, they like figure out what's going on. They start screaming. People are just running. They're just running away. It's like insane, you know? You see some of the fishermen that were spectating try to grab pikes and things like that, and they're running up trying to help the Vogler militia, but they are also just getting slaughtered. I mean, it's no contest. Uriel, it is your turn now.
Let's try again.
Yes,
16?
that hit. That hit one of them.
Fucking 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Oh.
You wing one of the militiamen, and he pulls out a real short sword, like out of the ground, that was somewhere, like in something, and just starts running towards you. So as this happens, you guys are like bracing. You guys hear a horn from the northwest corner, and over the hill, you see. You already kind of saw him because I accidentally like clicked on the thing. You see this half orc, but he's got like black armor on with like that white like filigree around it, and he's got this battle axe, and he's running over the hill with this battle axe, and you see him in his offhand throw like a hand axe, and you see it just hits one of the militiamen right and splits the guy's like right in the back. So you guys are looking at one of the Vogler militiamen, and this guy wings this hand axe. He like flicks it at him, basically, throws it, and it hits this townsperson in the back. And you see this Dragonlance guy come over, and he's wielding his axe, and now he's coming over, and you see him just cut one of the militiamen down. And you see now the militiamen start to run. So Swami, it's your turn. Sorry, were you gonna say something, Uriel? Or somebody gonna?
Oh, was he gonna say something?
I was just clearing my throat. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say something.
I want to do magic missile to the closest 3 near us.
Okay. Roll.
And of course, split them up. So
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just give me a roll 3 times.
Okay, we
That-
got
is that-
5,
Wow, that's really good.
3, 4. 5, 3, 4.
So one of the guys you clip, he falls over. You got him. The other guy gets hurt, not dead, but like definitely hurt. Same thing for the third guy. So you split it up. Are you?
We killed 1 and hurt 2.
Yes, you just killed 1 and hurt 2.
Okay. Oh well. 5 damage kills him.
It's that guy. Not all of them. Martok, it's your turn.
Martok's turn. How close is that dude and his posse?
He is
He
is like right on the northeast side of the tree between that tree trunk or whatever that is and the tree. So they're fighting in that area right now. And it's like an action movie where the villain's just walking through, just mowing someone down, continues to walk, doesn't blink, doesn't look. I mean, you see the militia, the Vogler militia start to run away.
Okay. I guess my question is, I have a breath, an AoE weapon. And I can probably get a lot of him and all of his
So
peoples.
he's got 2 people behind him in like a perfect pyramid pattern. So you'd hit him first off, and the 2 people behind him.
All right.
in a
and
cone.
his support.
Right.
And if I were to move or anything, I wouldn't get more.
You'd maybe get, I'd say you get 1 more person. So you could get him, you could angle it so you get him and 3 people basically instead
Cool.
of 2.
Let's do that.
Okay.
And I'll do a breath weapon attack. So he has to make a dexterity save, and then 12.
Well, they all have to, right? Not just him. You said
all of
12?
them. Yeah, and I'll do a 1d10 for damage.
They all saved.
They all saved.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they'll take half damage. So half of 1 is often
Is
I don't know, 0.
I was an
1
English
damage.
I was an English major in college, and I have a degree in creative writing and Chinese. I think half of 1 is still 1. I think if I was to round down, you did 1 point of damage.
1.
Now, do they get slow, or you have lightning, or was it cold? I
It's
forget.
ice.
So has it
cold.
slowed them down or anything, or no?
No. Dude, it's just an AoE.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
So,
Well, you know,
so
hey,
we've all learned something today. We've all learned.
we all
I just like
all
the way
learned a
the way
thing.
you did that. We all learned. We all learned that the breath weapons are the best. So it is
I had fish in my gullet. I ate too much. That's what
okay.
happened.
Right. You're like, oh god, do I have mercury
Uh,
poisoning? What happened? Uriel, before your turn, I just want to say this. It is pandemonium. People are screaming, running. The militia have totally beat feet, and the ones that are left have retreated. And right before your turn, you hear another horn, and you hear you hear more people running down the hill from the Iron Regiment. It's only 7 more people, but between everybody that has died and ran, you guys have killed a few people. There's 20. Oh, sorry. There's 15 militia members plus the Grigonus, the half ogre, is left. It is your turn. What do you want to do?
Um,
do you want to do a fighting retreat?
Did we lose you?
no,
Oh, okay, yeah, you disappeared you disappeared on the island again, so I was like, oh no. He's out on the water.
I was deciding if I wanted to pull out the blade or throw another.
Yeah, the fray is gone, by the way. Since everybody's retreated, you guys could run in and do melee stuff if you wanted to now. It's, you know.
Okay, if I use my flame spear, um,
I'm sorry, you're what?
flaming spear.
Oh, okay.
It's a 5-foot diameter spear. Fear of fire appears in unoccupied space of your choosing within range, lasts for a duration. Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of it, make a dexterity or take 2d6 as a bonus
Flaming
action.
spear. Oh.
You can move the spear up to 30 feet. If you ram the spear into that creature, must make a savings throw against sphere damage, and the spear stops moving this turn.
Oh yeah, so you summon it's like a ball of fire that you can move around and all that kind of stuff.
Very useful.
That's not what I was hoping for.
You're like, I'm gonna have to talk to my deity about moving some of these spells around.
Yeah, because I really don't have a fucking AoE. I mean, Witch Bolt, Charismatic Orb.
Well,
Chromatic Orb.
Witch Bolt, can't you, if you hit someone, can't you redirect it or keep it up basically the next round?
Let's see. On the hit of the target, 1d12 damage. On each of your turns for the duration, you can use the action to deal 1d12 damage to the target automatically. The spell ends if your action's doing anything else.
So it's force lightning basically, where you hit them with the thing of energy, and you can just keep hitting them with that energy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can try that on the big dude. How far away is he?
He is from where you're right behind Murtok. He's like 30 feet from you probably, because he was like 20 feet from Martok when he cast his cone of whatever.
Okay, so let's try it.
Okay.
I missed. I got a 10.
You were aiming for the big dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, you totally whiffed it. You see there's these guys left, and you see the Iron Regiment guys come in, and you hear them whistle, and a couple of the guys break off up through the brush. They go to the east, and he's like take them out. And you see them running after the they start running after the militia members and the spectators that are trying to run away.
Where the hell is that army that was supposed to be coming to help us?
There was an army coming to help you?
The other group of knights?
Huh?
And
The
the other guy after?
So he's coming.
Knights of Solamnia.
Yeah.
He was gonna go reinforce at Calaman and tell them what was going on. They don't know anything about the plot of this, whatever. He thought maybe something was going on, but I mean, yeah, I mean, are they on their way?
Oh,
You know, it
no,
was one of
never
those
mind.
things that like reinforcements.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
You see, as I'll say 5 people break into they go to the east, and you hear people screaming in the woods. Like they're just cutting people down. So that's that. So there's 10 people there, and you see this half orc. He like just cuts down like one last Vogler militiaman, and he looks at you guys, and he's like, well, what do we have here?
I just flip him a bird.
Eldritch Blast
Flip
into
him
his
a
face.
bird.
And that is where we're going to leave it. I know